Wouldn't it be nice if once in a while we would see a miracle from God or hear his voice talk to us like he spoke to the Jewish people at Sinai and showed them miracles? And in fact, many people ask me, why doesn't God ever show a miracle and so on? At the end of this week's Torah portion, the last verse, it says that when Moshe would come to the tent of meeting to speak to God, he would hear the great voice of God speaking to him from atop the ark. And the sages tell us it was the same loud voice that was heard at Sinai, but the miracle happened that when they got to the door of the tent of meeting, it would stop short, and outside, no one would hear it. And again, so we see that, the voice does stop short. We don't hear it anymore. Why is that? The sages compare the exodus from Egypt and the Jewish people in the desert like a child that was born to his parents. At the beginning stages of life, the child is spoon-fed, taking care of every one of their needs. They're clothed, they're bathed, they're fed, as I said. But then eventually they have to start walking on their own, taking care of themselves. And when they become fully adults, they're expected to live on their own and not to turn to their father and mother for everything. And the father and mother don't have to show their face all the time. When the Jewish people were in the desert, they were like infants, spiritually speaking, of course. And therefore, God needed to speak to them directly, show them miracles, be there for them, spoon-feed them spirituality. But when they came to the promised land, they ensured that God was telling them, you're now adults. Now you need to take what you heard and what you saw and live life with it. And continue to be spiritually connected to me, meaning God. And for thousands of years we've done that. Imagine if we would have to see miracles every generation, meaning we never grew up. In fact, if we did see miracles, it would dilute the relationship. When we don't see miracles and we serve Hashem, based on what we heard and saw back then about Sinai and beyond, that means that we're mature, we're adults, we're living on our own. Not that God's not there for us, of course He is. But we don't have to see Him every day and hear His voice in the conventional way. What we could hear is we can see and hear God in every part of our life. We can see divine providence in everything. And that's also a sign of maturity. That when you're sitting in your office working and suddenly you get a message, you see divine providence in everything that happens around you. You're driving on the highway and you hear a message, you see a message. That's a sign of maturity, where God is always there and you always see and hear the messages. But to actually see miracles where God has to peek at you from behind the curtain and say, hello, I'm here, that's only a child needs that. So let's be adults. Let's hear the voice of God. Let's see the hidden miracles in creation and continue to serve God like mature adults. So stop looking for miracles and start living like a child, like an adult, on their own, not on their own in that sense, with God is not there, but you see God in the more hidden ways. You see the subtle messages of God come to you every day of your life. That's a sign of maturity. So Shabbat Shalom, and continue to hear the voice of God. Continue to see the subtle miracles that come your way. But stop looking for open miracles. Stop looking to go back to childhood. Shabbat Shalom.